Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to import external data into ClaimSoft. What you need to note before importing your data is that external data will be imported into ClaimSoft if this data is in a text format. So it is a must that your data need to be in a text format to be imported into ClaimSoft. You'll not be able to import other formats like Excel and so on. What you need to do first is to convert your data into text file format. So let me demonstrate what I mean by text file format. In my folder here, I've got sample data in different formats. So all the three files here are text files, and we'll be able to sell in or to all the file will be able to go into ClaimSoft. So you can import any of these files without any problem. But they've got all text files, but they've got different separators. So the first file is a CSV file. The second is a text file, but the separator is a semicolon. The third file is also a text file, but the separator is the tab. So there is a place to specify the separator of your file when you are importing into ClaimSoft. So we'll see how this works. So now to check the separator of your file, you need to right click on the file and open your file with Notepad or other application for text files. So as you can see, the separator here is a column. Sorry, is a comma. So a comma separates different columns. So such file will be able to sell in into ClaimSoft without any problem. This one is a semicolon. It has got semicolon as a separator. So if you open it with Notepad, you will see that a semicolon separates each column. A semicolon separator separates each and every column. So this is also another text file which can be imported successfully into ClaimSoft. This one also is another text file, but the separator is the tab. So if you open this in Notepad, you'll be able to see. So to move from one column to another, the cursor jump and so on and so on. So that is so all the three files are text files, but different separators, of course, and we'll be able to sell in into ClaimSoft. So you can import them without any problem into ClaimSoft. What you need to do is just to instruct ClaimSoft the type of separator your file is using. And the three are the most common text files. So as I said, if your data is having one of these separators, so your data should be able to sell in into ClaimSoft without any problem. Okay, so let's start now with importing our data, and we are going to start with our lead data. Importing our lead data in the same folder. Here you have my folder for our lead data, just for demo, and I'm going to show you how to import an our lead data file where values are in a single column and another one where values are in multiple columns. So what I mean here, if I open, for example, the first one, yes, so here what I mean, I have my station ID, my element code, the year, the month, the day, the hour, and the value. So our first scenario is we are going to import our lead data where element columns. So the element codes are in one column. So we have two scenarios here, but we are going to import. Our first video is to import our lead data where all the elements are in one column. So the first case here, our first case here is that here all the elements are in one column and the values are in one column. All the elements are in one column and all the values are also in one column. So here you can have different element codes like 101, 102, 103 and so on. I mean dry bulb, wet bulb, dew point and so on. But our first scenario is whereby all the elements are in one column and our data also is in one column. This is scenario number one. So our second scenario is where now all the elements, if we open this, all the elements are in one column, like this one as well. So you can have 101, 102, 103, and so on. So the most important is to have all the elements in one column. But now the difference here with our previous file is that the values now are in multiple columns. So we are going to see how to import the two files. So as you can see, values start from our 0, 1, 2 up to the end of the day. So our values are like transpose for the whole day. They are transposed. So another file, our previous file, our values are in one column, are not transposed. So how to import such type of file, such type of hourly data? So first you need to close completely your files, and then you log in into ClaimSoft. Log into ClaimSoft with your username and password. Remember, this operation is done by the ClaimSoft administrator. So click OK to open the welcome dialog. And under this welcome dialog, we are going to need this icon, this icon for data transfer or for the external data transfer. So by clicking on this once, it will open this dialog, and here you will go to external data menu and select the text file submenu. And our first video, this video, we are going to deal with hourly data. Select hourly data to open this dialog. Now this dialog, you are going to click on the open file to browse for your file. So my file is on the desktop. I'm going to start with the values in a single column. So as I said, all these files can be used by ClaimSoft, can be imported by ClaimSoft because all of them are text files, but you need to choose which one. So let's say we want the last one. Click on the open. And then to view the content of your file, you need to click on the view button. What happened here, you are not able to view this file completely. Why? Because the system shows that the delimiter is the comma. That's the reason why. So our file is not delimited by comma. That's why it's not displayed correctly. So I know that our file is delimited by a tab. So that's why. But here, by default, the system points to the comma delimiter. So that's why our file will not display correctly. So in any case, if you have the same problem, know that your file have a different delimiter. So as I said, my file is a tab delimiter. So I have to select the proper tab of my file, and then I select on the view. Now the files is opened in a right way. So this is your file. This dialog will not display all the content of your file, but it will display the 25 first rows in your file. This does not mean that all other rows will not be imported. So this is just to help you to see the content of your file, the structure of your file. So this is your file. So the next step is start row. By default, the system is saying that it is true. And this is true because the first row is assigned automatically by the system. So the system gives numbers. So these numbers will be changed shortly. I'll show you how to change the numbers. So, but our data start at this row. This is row 1, which has got the header for a file, and our data start at so the first row has got the file header or the title. The second row is where our data starts. So that means our data here start at row 2. Yeah, so this is row 2, row 1, row 2, because the first row is assigned by the system automatically. So that means here our data is okay. So in case you want to start picking your data to transferring your data starting from another row, if you say, for example, 5, so that means the first 4 rows will not be taken. So you want to start by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means the system will pick from here, from this row, and leave the rest. But since we want the system to pick from the second row, we leave the default at 2. So another option is removing scaling. So in case your data has got decimals, it is a must to tick this remove scaling, this option, because our data will go into a table called observation initial, and this table will normally take data without decimal. So the best format is to take data without decimal. So you need to remove the decimal. So our data will go there without decimals. So when now our data go to the final table, it is where now the decimal will be applied back. So we want to remove decimals. Yes, because our data has got decimals, and it is good to import our data without decimals. So here, station ID. So in case you don't have this column for station ID, you can specify your ID here. But since we have this column, this is not required. So we leave it blank. Element code. So since we have also the column for element code, we don't need to put the element code for our data because we have got that column in our data. So we leave as well this column. But in case we don't have the column for ID, you can specify the ID here. In case you don't have the column for the element code, you can specify in this text box. So there is also another option for missing data flag. So in case your data has got a flag, you specify it here. Otherwise, if your data, all the blanks, I mean cells will be, the system will understand all the blank cells as missing. So let's say at this one, if there is a blank, so the system will understand that blank that missing, and it will put M after transfer. So in case you have a special flag of missing or a special character of missing into your data, you specify this here. But in case your missing values, the missing are blank, you leave it the way they are. So that's it. So you are almost done. So the next step, so I leave it the way it is. So that means where there is blank cell, the system will put M. That means the blank will mean missing. Our next step is to, if we look at the right side, there is this column header settings. And this is where we are going now to set our headers. As I said, by default, the system assigns automatic number to each and every column, from column 1 of our data up to the end of the column. But we need to instruct the system, or we need to define the system. I mean to define our data now using the system. So that means here under column 1, we need to instruct CleanSoft which field correspond to this column. So as you see, this is the station ID. So we are going to match. So column 1, we are going to match with the station ID. You see it was replaced. Column 2 is the element code. We match with element code. So we are kind of giving instruction to the system. Column 3 is year. That's why it is good to format your data well before you start this exercise. Column 4 is our month. So mean month. Column 5, so you are kind of defining each and every column. Column 5 is day. Day. Column 6 is what? Hours. Hour. Column 7 is our last column, is the values. So we have only one value in this column. So this is one element, which is dry bulb temperature. And this is, we are going to say, this is value. So this contain values. So this column contain values for dry bulb temperature. So that's it. So you are done with your your definition of the column. So station ID, element code, year, month, day, hour, and value. So that's it. So you are done. Now you need to save the headers because you can have another type of file that you want to import again. So in this case, you will not define again the file the way we are doing here. You will just apply the header on top. So what I mean here, we are going to click on the save header specs to save this top row of our file so that in case we have another type of file, another file with the same structure, we will going to call that structure, not define afresh. So if you click here, save header specs, so and then you say this is hourly data, yes. So you remove the extension, and then as you can see here, we can say this is header. So we are saving our header so that this can be reused next time. So as you can see, the type of this header is SCH. That means schema, the type of file. So if we save this, save, and go back to see where our headers were saved. So it is under this data hourly, this folder. So this is our headers. So if you double click on it, so it will just give you the kind of definition of that file. So that's it. So now you see that it is just saving the top. So once you have this, you can just close and then start your process. So let's say we have another type of file. So let's close this completely. We have our headers saved somewhere. We want to do the import. So external data, hourly data, we open a new file. We view our data. It is not delimited by this, but is a tab, remember. So here we have this file, but since we saved our headers, what we are going to do here is just to apply. So you do header, you define the header once. The next time you just apply the header on your file, so that help you to move faster. So what we do here is just to load the headers we've saved earlier. This is our header, and then we open it to apply this on top of the file. As you can see now, it has applied the headers on top of the file. So and here we are ready now to load our data or to import our data. So the next step is to click on the load button to start the loading process. So what you will see here, you will see that a progress message will appear here showing the progress of your import in red. And in case you have any problem, the system also will be able to warn you by a message to alert you by displaying a message. So let's see how things are going. But before this, Note that in our database, this data, when we click on the load data, the import process will start, and this data will go into a table called observation initial table. So if we check, as of now, this table is empty. As you can see, this table has got zero value, zero row. So to view it properly, you can click on the data. This table is empty, but after loading, this table will be filled by our data. So let's proceed. Load data. As I said, the system is loading your data and it's very fast depending on the speed of your computer. So apparently there is no error and it has done. So data import process completed. So how to check if your data were really imported? There are two ways. First, you close this completely. Come here under administration. Select update observations. As I said, your data is in this table, but you need to specify the station ID. So my ID was 10, 10, 11, 00, and my data were dry bulb temperature. So I know the element code 01101. For the period was 2017. 2017. So and then you click on the view. So this is your data. So that means your data were imported successfully. As you can see, the station element here, month, day, different hours, and our data is here. So what you should note here is our data don't have any decimal point, and this is what we wanted. So because we ticked that option of remove scaling, so this is the first way to check your data if they were imported successfully. So another option is to check through the back end. So that means to check in the database the way I did before earlier. So in this case, you can open your database client and check that table, the observation initial table. As you can see now, it has got data. And if you double click and select the data tab, you see now your data were imported successfully. So that's it. This is our first scenario. So close completely. We are going now to see another scenario whereby we're going to import our lead data now with multiple columns. So remember we did for the single, our data is in single, our values are in a single columns, single column, and element in single column, value in single column. So now our next scenario is now our data is in a single element code, but now multiple values. So it's like a transpose sort of. These values will be transposed. So, and this is a file, multiple values. If we check this file, so we have all the element codes, all the parameters are in one column, but our values are transposed somehow from day 00 up to the end of the month. So that is from our 00 up to the end of the day, our 23. So how to import this type of data? So first of all, you have to close it completely. So go to ClaimSoft, data transfer, external data, text file. We are dealing with hourly data. Open the file. Click on the open file to browse for the file. So our values are here, but here we've done this. Now we want to do this whereby values now are in multiple columns. Double click on it. Select any file. So let's select this one. This is a semicolon other separator. Open it and view. As you can see, by default, our data will not display very okay because the system by default select the comma as a delimiter, and our file is not delimited by comma, but is delimited by the semicolon. So even if we click on the tab and view, it will not display very okay because the separator is not a tab. The separator is a semicolon. So to be able to display your file correctly here in this dialog, you need to click on the others, select the others, and then here you specify the type of delimiter or type of separator, which is a semicolon. You put the semicolon here and then you click on the view. Here we are. So the system is happy now and is able to display your data correctly. As I mentioned, all your data will not display on this dialog, but the first 25 rows will be displayed. But during the import, all the file will be taken. So our data start at which row? By default, the system has assigned the top row automatically to our file. The first row is the headers of our data. The second is our data. So we are going to start here to import. We don't want to import the headers. So here we are okay. Our data has got decimals. So we want to remove the decimals. So we need to tick this. So this is okay. Our data has got the station ID. So we don't need to define the station ID here. We have the element code. So we don't need to define element codes. So the missing, my file had got the missing here. I don't have any special character for missing. So my missing are empty. So I leave this column the way it is. So you fill any character which you use as missing. So in case like I had the missing, like this one is missing, I have another character like C. So I could type C here, but since my missing is just empty, I leave the way it is. So that's it. So here I mean, in case you have like a missing here, so you don't need to type anything here. So the system will just replace that missing. So the system will know that the blank is a missing. So don't put any character. But since if you have like a character like a C or what maybe a Q for missing, if this is you are missing, so here you specify Q as a missing so that the system will understand wherever there is a Q, the system will know that Q is a missing value. Okay, so that's it. So My value here was 17. Yeah, 0.2. 0.0, I don't know. Okay, so no problem. This is just a demo. So our next step is to apply the headers. So we need to define the headers. So starting at column 1. Column 1, you select 1. That means column 1, you match with the proper header. The header here is station ID. So you put station ID. Column 2 is element code. You match with element code. Column 3, year. You match with year. Column 4, month. You match with month. Column 5, day. Match with day. Column 6 is where our value starts. Is 0. So that is where our value. So it's our 0. Column 7 is our 1. Column 8 is our 2. So in case you want to jump this column 2, you don't want this column to be picked, you can say maybe NA, that means not applicable. So that means the system will not pick this column. So the system will not pick this hour, but this is not what we want. We want to pick our data. So this is 2. That was just to demonstrate. So 9 is our 3. 10 is our 10, our 4. 11 is our 5. 12 our 6. 13 is our 7. You scroll to view more data. 14 match with our 8. 15 9. 16 our 10. 17 11. 18 12. 19 13. 20 is our 14. So you can scroll again to see the rest of your values. Yes, so that is so 12, then 20, yes, 19 was 13. 20 is 14. 21 is 15. 22 16. 23 17. 24 18. You scroll again. 25, you match with 19. 26, you match with our 20. 27, you match with our 21. 28 you match with our 22, and then lastly 29 you match with our 23. So you have room to check. You need to check your data before you decide. So as here I have 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, our 22, our 23. So that's it. So you've matched correctly. So what you need to save is to save this header specs for that so that you can reuse in case you want to import such files. So this is our lead data and transpose. Yes, you can say transpose, but this is header. We want to save the header so that this we can reuse this next time instead of defining afresh. So we save it, and that's it. So we are ready to load our data because everything is okay. So what we need to do is to click on the load. But let's see how we load our headers. So let's assume we are going to load another file. We are going to import another file, and we have our headers saved somewhere. So what we do, and just close, go to data transfer, external. We have our header. Open the file afresh. Which one? You can decide. Maybe you can take the first one. No problem. View. The system is happy because this one is a comma delimited value. So this is the default one. And since we have our headers somewhere, what we need to do is just to load our headers on top of our file. So we just take the headers. This is our header, and then we click on open to apply this on the top of our file. So our header now are on top of our file. So what we need is just to check if they were applied correctly. So that's it. So the next step is to start the import process. As I said, a progress message will pop up here below, and in case there is any problem, the system will be able to alert us. So click the load to check. Now the system is loading our data, and it has done. So it is very, very fast, very fast. So that's it. So we can check our data now. So this is the station, this is the year. Okay, so if we close this dialog, come to administration, update observation. Our data is in this table. This our station is 10, 10, 11, 00. The element, you can decide it is element 101, and the year is 2017. 2017. So if you view, you see our data are here. So this had more months compared to the previous one. So as you can see, our data were imported successfully. And values don't have any decimals. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. In my next video, I'm going to show you now how to import daily data where values, here to import daily data where element codes now are in a single column. Thank you so much and keep watching.